G'day folks, welcome back to Pete's Investing. It's April 23, 2024. This is the nat gas, copper, crude oil and iron ore update. As you can see, prices have dropped since our last trade, except for crude oil. And if we go to the heat map, you can see there natural gas is actually starting to turn up with a weekly and daily in a bullish mode. We're still bearish on the monthly, longer term. US crude, you can see there, is mixed across the board. It's starting to potentially decline and turned also neutral on the weekly after being nice and bullish for a while. High grade copper still predominantly bullish, but just starting to turn down into a bearish mode on the daily, and iron ore is a mixed as it has been for a while, plus a few other instruments which we trade and reference also in different videos. First, for the trends, we look at the monthly, weekly and daily charts for nat gas. So you can see here we're still bearish longer term on the monthly. On the weekly, it's actually broken. Our trend indicator here, the CCI 150, is broken above its moving average bands. So it's giving us a nice little bullish movement, although nothing too dramatic yet. On the daily, likewise, it's been bullish for some time and it's still trending up. Now it's hit this resistance here at 2058. It's actually hit it once before, and it's the second time now, so we'll keep an eye on that. Now if we go to the daily for a bit more detail and the hourly charts, you can see here we did have a bullish divergence. It's hard to see that, but we had a, let me just maximize that. We had a very slight bullish divergence on the CCI, and for the same period there, lower lows on the price, that's still valid for a bullish divergence. It bounced, hit our target back there. That was at the 38% level. And it hit it spot on in the middle there at 31%. That was between that Fibonacci range. Now since then it's been fluctuating in this band between support at 1721 and resistance at 2058. And today it's got a very slight bearish candle, so just be careful about getting too aggressively long. On the hourly, you can see there we had the hourly shows a lot more bearish and bullish divergence, and I've marked there with those trend lines and also these rectangles where the targets have been hit. Now I've also drawn these diagonal ascending and descending trend lines, and you can see there it actually broke up into that range initially, broke down, and there was no divergence to talk of, and there's still no divergence, but it actually gravitated back towards this ascending trend line in the near term. So again, just be careful about going long until we see a lot more bullishness on the daily especially, and I'd like to see it break above the 61% to be a lot more bullish. Next we're looking at US crude oil, and on the monthly it's been bullish. It's broken down into a neutral on the weekly, and it's actually bearish on the daily, so just be careful. It's giving us it looks like it's weakening. It's actually come down and hit this diagonal ascending trend line. Going to the daily with more detail in the hourly, again you can see there it's resting on that diagonal ascending trend line, which we drew some time ago, after breaking above this resistance at 83.12. On the hourly, again with divergence, we had a bullish divergence here, higher lows versus lower lows on the price, which we projected back here, and it's actually hit our target, and that's a 38% level. And again, for those new to the channel, let's draw up to that recent high. That'll be probably about right there, yep. And that's where the target was drawn, up to that previous high. We go back to the previous significant high before the divergence started. We could have drawn it there, but I just took it a bit further back, which wasn't a big difference in terms of retracement. You can see there it's actually broken into our 23, past the 23 range, and hit our initial target. So again, no sign of a weakening yet on the hourly, although the daily is still trending down. So it may actually start bouncing from there again and trending upwards toward along this diagonal ascending trend line. High grade copper is giving us a bullish movement on the monthly, bullish on the weekly, and it's turned into a bearish signal on the daily after breaking through this resistance at 43,568, and it looks just like it's a bit of a retracement, so nothing too dramatic to be worried about. On the daily in more detail, you can see there is no divergence to talk of. Now I did draw a Fibonacci extension here previously on a daily, and it's gone up as high as the 200% level, and it's pulling back from there at the moment. So that 200% extension on Fibonacci has worked quite nicely. On the hourly, we did have this bearish divergence. Now that actually went higher, so since our last video, and that would have made the target area as well in that 23-38% level. So it's actually broken down past that level and it's currently resting around the 50% level. So again, if it breaks much lower than the 61%, then we're going to consider it to actually start to weaken, and then the next level will be this resistance at 43,568, as I said. So at the moment, starting to weaken a bit, but again, we'll take it one step at a time, and it's currently at the 50% level on the 1 hour chart. Iron ore is not giving us any CCIs on the monthly, but on the weekly, it's actually broken up into the moving average band and about to break out to a bullish movement after being bearish for a number of months. On the daily, it's been bullish for a number of days now, and it's pulling back a bit of a retracement. Nothing too much to be concerned of yet. On the daily and hourly, you can see there in that Fibonacci range, it went up as high as the 50% level after retracing from that Fibonacci, after that support at around 749. Now, on the hourly, there is no divergence to speak of. The CCI is moving in line with the price. We did have a bullish divergence, a couple of bullish divergences back here. The first one bounced, hit our target. The second one there also bounced, hit our initial target, and this one actually went a lot higher. So again, that's just represented by that Fibonacci retracement on the daily at the 50% level. To support us more, go to the Patreon page where we look at weekly scans of bullish shares. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.